Hello and welcome back. So over the past few videos, we've been doing nodal analysis on this circuit, and we were able to get our three different equations. We were able to write our different equations of the current into each node was equal to the current out of each of those nodes, and we did that for every single node in this circuit except for the ground node, because that's the way we do that in nodal analysis, or I shouldn't. We don't have to do it that way, but typically what you do in nodal analysis is you write current in equals current out equations for every node except for the ground node. By the way, I don't think I've mentioned the law that kind of makes this work, but this is called Kirchhoff's current law, that the sum of all the currents flowing into a node has to be zero. I think that's what that's what Kirchhoff's current law pretty much says, or in other words, what goes in, the current into a node has to equal the current out of a node. I don't think I've said that yet in any of these videos. What kind of makes nodal analysis work is Kirchhoff's current law. But what we did over the past few videos was we got our three different equations for this circuit, and we even simplified, or I shouldn't say simplified, but we rewrote those equations so that we rewrote them instead of just having currents. We rewrote some of those currents as a voltage difference divided by a resistance, and we did that for our three different equations. And where I kind of left you in the last video was I said that we have got three equations here, and we have four unknowns. We have got I1, V1, V0, and V3. And I said that I claimed that one of these unknowns was actually not an unknown. One of these unknowns, we can actually say what it is specifically right now. So hopefully you have a guess about it, and hopefully your guess had something to do with this ideal independent voltage source that we have. Now, what a voltage source pretty much does, if I just draw a voltage source, out here, say that, for some reason this is, that the voltage right here is 2 volts, and say that this ideal independent voltage source is providing 5 volts of potential across its terminals. That means that this ideal independent voltage source is going to take whatever the voltage is at its negative terminal, add 5 to it, and that will be the voltage at its positive terminal. So in this particular situation, the voltage here would be 7 volts, okay, in kind of an abstract case. Now think about it in this case. What's the voltage at our negative terminal? Our voltage at the negative terminal, it's our ground node, right? So it's 0 volts. So 0 plus 3.3 volts has got to be equal to the voltage that's right here, right? And that voltage right here is V1, right? So therefore V1 has got to be equal to 3.3 volts, okay? So we really kind of like right at the beginning of this problem, really, we already knew what V1 was, right? V1, we treated it like it was an unknown. We treated it as a variable in each of these equations. But we really kind of know what that is. We could even, I can even just go to this V1, and that's what I'm going to do even. I'm just going to replace that V1 with 3.3. I'm going to replace this V1 with 3.3. I'm going to replace this V1 with 3.3. And I'm going to replace this V1 with 3.3. Now notice what I've done after I replaced all of the V1s in each of these equations with 3.3 volts. I now have got three equations. I've got three equations, and there are only three things in each of those equations, three variables in each of those equations that I don't know. I don't know I1, I don't know V0, and I don't know V3. So that's what I kind of have to solve for. What I'm actually going to do right now is I am actually going to end this video right here, because essentially we started out with a circuit problem, and now we've got an algebra problem, right? I've got three equations, three unknowns, And once I solve those three equations, three unknowns, I'm basically done, right? Like I have solved my circuit. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to end this video, and in the next video, we are going to start talking about this in terms of being an algebra problem, how you are going to solve this as an algebra problem. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and in the next video, we're just going to solve three equations and three unknowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.